They're going to have to pull something out of the playbook that we haven't seen. Rebellion backs against the stadium wall. And like you said, Spaceman, they need something different. Something different in the juice to get by NRG. Whatever didn't work last time, whatever was getting into their nerves, NRG haven't been perfect today. So you think you can take advantage of that, but there's Justin, and he's on this team, and that was a simple 50 for a goal.
Yeah, as much as you want to talk about creative orchestration, how much you can tap into, realistically, you're still playing Justin. Upfield in a 1v1, how often will Justin miss a touch? Not very. With about 10 minutes burned in the start of this one, it's already 1-0 NRG. But how quickly does that seep into the mental of Shopify? Can they bounce back? That's the question.
Rapid, trying to get the reset, but couldn't get his nose on the ball, landed back on his undercarriage. That's a good 50, though. Forces Garrett back. Rapid's already in the air, but Garrett had the read. Justin's going to be first behind the ball, so one chance on the pass from Shopify Rebellion, but having to fight back from the orange half.
Facilitation for NRG is going to be their key to victory in this one. I mean, you look at one of the best teams in North America to do it. It is Garrett leading the charge as an IGL. And Justin, double tap from the backboard, almost made it 2-0. Bit of panic on the defensive side. Shopify escaped downfield for the moment, but that breather does not facilitate to anything. They lose possession, and they're losing boost as well.
Rapid trying to wait for Justin's push. Nobody from NRG going to be there for the rotation. Just playing, or trying to play keep away from Rebellion. They're put back down by Memory, and letting it go with Squishy. Justin now's got the pop-up on the ground hop air dribble. Saved by Parth. A lot of wheels on the ground. These players willing to just let the ball sail a little bit farther. No one really pushing the build forward too hard. This is a nice 50 from Rapid. But again, just kind of slowly inching their way forward as NRG get it back to midfield.
And that was one of the complaints in the pregame about Shopify being more than willing to let NRG do what they want. Do you play reactionary Rocket League, or do you start to press the issue? Justin meeting the pass. Even these small threats that don't always lead to a shot on target, it just means NRG are kind of figuring out the rhythm of Shopify. They're dissecting the rotations. You have Squishy and Garrett pushed upfield, Justin running point. Memory going to recover nicely on this one, but has no one else he can find in transition. And these are the moments that really start to scare you if Shopify can't find a goal.
Well, Parth does work his way around the corner. He's giving Rapid a chance with control. Rapid right into the net, and Rebellion are on the board.
I want to give a tip of the cap to Shopify for making it work, but NRG, a little bit weird on the defense. Squishy recovers awkwardly and jumped the wrong way. Garrett tried to fly across the net to save it, but that's one of those that NRG don't give up often. Luckily for Shopify, it pans out to a tie game, something they needed with such much time left.
Yeah, there was that little gap in the rotation thanks to that pass out from Parth that forced the rebound back over to Rapid. And Squishy was kind of already turned the wrong way. Garrett knew it, tried to make up for it. And so a small little gap was found for Rebellion, but now you got to do it again. And likely some more after that. Squishy puts this one up high. Garrett can move it back to midfield.
NRG is one of those teams in North America that, you know, leading the charge in goals per game, assists per game, great shots as well. Maybe Justin gets a little high five from Squishy, basically steals the goal, but nonetheless, they get the lead right back. Rapid just couldn't get the touch on the back wall he was looking for.
Poor Parth. He tried to react to that one quickly, but couldn't get his car behind it. Had jumped thinking that shot was going to come more center on net, but Squishy actually went near side post, and with Parth's angle, he was definitely expecting something a little closer to the center of the net. It's just a little placement for Squishy. Memory gets a hard clear down the field. Justin responds with a hard one himself as he pushes it back down to Squishy.
Answering the touches at midfield more. Shopify very quickly fixing some of their mistakes. And you can see how it's panned out. More pressure on NRG to have to escape through. Big 50 wins, and Parth punches it off the sidewall. Squishy towards the backboard, no one there from NRG. And Justin will hold back cautiously. I like that play. And he's there to get the save.
Yeah, good control here from Rebellion. Memory, a little bit of boost. Wanted to bump Justin out, but Justin avoids him. Squishy still on the defense. He's got a couple options, but it's cut off, and the net's wide open as Justin mishandles the ball, and Memory ties up the game.
On this circular rotation from Rapid, right, instead of continuing to follow up, he goes out to meet the extra rebound. If memory misses, if he hits the top crossbar, you have someone there just in case to contest, and that's Rapid's job. And luckily, of course, your teammate doesn't. His accuracy is good, but it's that extra attempt, that extra commitment to being there for the offensive rebound. Those second chances don't come often, but luckily Shopify were there, and Squishy almost made something out of nothing.
And I did say Justin mishandled it. That was misspoken on my part. It was Squishy who mishandled it. And we'll get this one back, though, for his team. 2-on-1, and Parth makes the most of it with that win in the corner. He actually gets the shot denied by Justin. NRG gonna march down the field again. Here's Garrett on the flip reset. Gets underneath Rapid. Justin gets up to this quickly. Doesn't want to give Parth an easy clear, but an easy clear comes regardless.
Not really sure what Rapid could have done in that situation. I mean, if you bring it down to the turf and you try to work your way up the sidewall, you're going to get challenged. You probably lose that 50, and then you're playing off the back foot to recover. So giving possession away to NRG might have helped things, actually, because Memory can sit back and wait for his turn to come up on the ball. Rapid going to play it through the corner, and Memory will get full boost. So resources here for Shopify, but they're not able to make much out of it. Again, Squishy clearing the way for NRG to get back to midfield. And it's these extra touches from NRG that make those counterattacks on the other side so much more dangerous.
But the small touches from Rebellion have been good enough to start winning them some of these midfield challenges. Look at Parth setting up Rapid, but it's taken away by Justin. Still keeping with the play. Coming off the wall, Garrett comes to cover. Garrett now with possession, back over to Justin on the 50. He's got one beat towards the net. Here he comes. Goal! He does it time and again. You could roll it back 1,000 times and it would never get old. The story's the same. Justin in 0 seconds is mine. They might as well be married.
I think we've seen cave paintings of Justin scoring at 0 seconds, and then the second eclipse comes and humanity relinquishes their power because he's just clinical, man. Every single time he's up in the air with 0 seconds, someone better be up there to challenge him. Rebellion played good for 4 minutes and 59 seconds, but what happens at one final second? Justin still has possession, and unfortunately, that means NRG have a chance. They get it done. Justin with a hat trick in this one, and his patience paid off in the end. He was so keen on playing goalie in the last minute. Nicely done with 4 shots. I mean, what more do you want if you're an NRG fan?
You know, quantum mechanics should suggest that Justin should both have 2 scenarios where he misses at 0 seconds and scores at 0 seconds. But he's broken every law of quantum mechanics in Rocket League, so that just doesn't apply to him. F-Dot, what do you got for us in between games here as far as updates are concerned?
I mean, really, I was glued to this one. Looking at NRG doing this one, I was looking around, and then I saw Shopify match, and I was like, this is what we're staring at. But all across the league, I mean, we're down to the nitty gritty. We're trying to fill out the rest of that bracket. And version 1, complexity, phase, G2, Envy, Sonics, Torrent, randoms, Rogue, Space Station, Oxygen, all locked in. That's it. We are here at the final piece. And you know, I was off screen, I was talking to a couple of the guys, and we were honestly saying, like, NRG's struggles here, I think, talking holistically, they obviously win the game. NRG's struggles here are all internal. You are the undisputed best team in the league, and sometimes it's hard to, like, keep your nose to the grindstone. Not saying they're slacking, but, like, keep that same drive, so to speak.
Well, Squishy, he puts that one in. I think Justin and Squishy has something to say to you, F-Dot.
Yeah, you know what? All right, you guys are working hard. My bad. But
Parth
you got to keep it going.
I agree. I think, like, for me, I think about NRG at the Fall Major. And to me, I think seeding internationally is important for this team to make that road a little easier. Because you know this team is looking to Los Angeles and BDS, because that's the one team that they could not get by, and they want a chance to prove that again. But not that, you know, getting a bad seed here is going to, or getting a bad seed internationally means NRG are going to play poor. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying for NRG to come out clinically, wipe up teams that you're supposed to beat on a consistent basis, something that they usually do. You know, some people are going to have a couple question marks, whether you think they're valid or not, heading into the winter major. Just about about whether or not they're going to go the whole way and beat BDS. Not if NRG are going to play well. I think I'm making a mountain out of a molehill here, Spaceman.
Well, what we often overlook again is how miraculous this team of 3 has been consistently. Like, we're talking about a team that could win any tournament at any time in North America for about 2 years now. So yes, on a pedestal by themselves because that's where they've put themselves, but let's also remember that this team is the most consistent we've probably ever seen in North America for this much of a stretch, and especially against international competition, with BDS being the only final boss they've yet to conquer. So they've had a rough weekend, but if this is the very worst performance that NRG have had, they're still doing just fine. They're doing okay because Garrett is still on the team. They have a 2-0 lead, and while we're just discussing the prominence of this squad, they're handling their business. That's the point.
They're looking pretty good. Absolutely. This team has just been at the top for so long, and they continue to. You know, I would say NRG, they get to have a day off at the office, or an off day, not a day off. You have to play your games. But Rebellion, this game means so much more to this team, and that's a nice move from Parth, but Squishy's all over him. They have had a tumultuous journey through the winter split ever since picking up Parth, and it's a tough group to draw NRG in version 1. You know, that's rough stuff. Group A looks brutal today, but you gotta play the games that are put in front of you, and this is the task. You gotta be able to contend with the best in the league, and that's NRG right now.
And every team has their own unique road to victory, but you got to make your way through the bracket. The ladder is yours. You look at a team like Complexity, who they understood the ladder, they started working at it, and they were able to climb up a couple of pegs. That's the point, is that these games aren't going to be easy. These teams are going to push you to your absolute limit, but the very best will move through. The very best will figure out the solutions. Shopify for a while had it. You make a roster change, things are a little bit different, but this is your road to victory now. You have to play through NRG. They've given you some room on the field to work. You've been able to get a little bit creative, but it's not like NRG are clamping down and giving you no possessions. We've got about 2 minutes to go in this one with some change. Still entirely possible.
I mean, at the end of the level, NRG are still winning, right? They won the last game. They're winning Forbidden Temple. You could talk about their loss to randoms all you want. You could talk about the sweep against version 1 all you want. But right now, it's all NRG. They've been controlling the pitch, really keeping the ball away, mostly from Shopify Rebellion. That's a nice pass, but banged off the bar. Garrett demoed, maybe a breakout opportunity, but no. 2 players annihilated, and Justin's still there to buy Garrett and Squishy all the time they need.
It's always that moment when you say NRG have yet to clamp down, and then they start to clamp down. And this is the NRG of old. What we saw, 2 weeks ago? It's just demo after demo from Justin. Barely touched the ball in his his rotation, With a minute 29 to go, you're basically killing time if you're NRG, and there's really not much pressure being applied.
There's just so much space. Now 2 demos. NRG creating a nebula here in the orange half. There's another bump out, but Justin couldn't get that push out. And the explosions just keep coming, but the goals not forthcoming for Shopify Rebellion. That's a nice pass. Memory's got an open net. Don't miss that one. And Rebellion do split the lead.
It's a little scared for a moment, but you take what you get. In minute 5, and a 2-1 ball game, it's Memory who, again, will clean up the extra scraps as that one dribbles away. Shopify Rebellion, always in it till the end. Now you just need to clutch up if you have an opportunity. And they're going to be fighting off the kickoff. They'll be able to win it.
Squishy, demoed again by Parth, who drives straight through him. That leaves the net wide open, and it's in. Rapid gets the second goal for Rebellion, 2 in 5 seconds.
Good play by Parth. Immediate demo following up and getting ready for the spawn up close. Couldn't get in front of Garrett, but did just his job. Fall off the ball, play extra offense, clear the lane. Tied up at 2-2. Shopify Rebellion making something out of nothing.
Well, Garrett getting bumped off the kickoff, but it's Justin's ball, and tried to put it backside. Memory and Rapid combined and just caught Squishy out. He didn't expect that power from Rapid, and all of a sudden Rebellion have a lead.
Trying to see what Garrett was up to, and it really wasn't his fault. I think Squishy a little bit too far forward. Regardless, though, a quick communication mistake from NRG. And it's a 3-2 lead. As quickly as things look like they are being closed down on, what was it, a minute and 10 seconds, a 2-0 lead for NRG. All of a sudden, Shopify have one of their own.
That's probably why we shouldn't gush all over NRG. Well, all of a sudden, 3 quick goals. And they haven't been perfect today. Squishy getting over top of Rapid here, and over top another defender. His Memory, Parth buying time, but Justin closing the gap. Trying to keep control Nothing there for NRG. Squishy far back as time is expiring at the end of regulation.
I've seen a couple of times in this series where Squishy or Justin have played kind of deep back and been more than happy to let someone else get a chance. That one should be saved. Parth dangerously gets it away. 5 seconds now. Garrett, slow roller, off target. Accuracy has not been NRG's friend in the last minute, and Parth can't clear it away. Garrett keeps it up.
And gets popped out of the way by Rapid. Parth coming up, but Squishy's got the catch. Squishy's got control. Garrett's playing it close. That's going to be tough. I don't know if he can keep it up. Actually, he did. Justin follows him quickly. Rapid's there to cut it off in the corner. Shopify Rebellion doing everything they can to protect that ball. Rapid saving his dodge until the very end. We got a tie ball game.
Well, it's the equalizer that came through a flurry of trades and one long booming shot that eventually landed. Rapid leading the charge at 2 goals for 2 shots, perfect from the field. But like we talked about, NRG not the cleanest in the stretch. And when it mattered most, it sort of crumbled. They got a little bit too aggressive, and Rebellion were more than happy to take the looks they were given.
Yeah, I mean, halfway through that, Justin was just, almost, I wouldn't say freestyling, but he had so much space in midfield to just jump off the ceiling. Nobody was challenging them. They were dominating in the boost game halfway through, but they couldn't get a third goal. And that really came back to bite them. Rebellion took advantage of it. Like you said, key mistakes by NRG at the end, and Rebellion tying it up, F-Dot.
Absolutely. And I think this victory here for Shopify Rebellion kind of keys in very, very good things for them and their fans. Yes, obviously a win is a good thing. But what I'm getting at is the idea. I talk a lot about the differences between good and great teams, how to get from that like almost there to like that next level, right? And part of that process is being able to dance with those that are at the top, and then as soon as they drop the ball, drive it home. At a certain point, you're going to reach a ceiling where you might not be able to outperform these guys until you continue to improve. But what you can do is punish their mistakes. And I think that that's where Shopify Rebellion is right now, guys, in the position that in order to beat NRG, they have to punish for their mistakes. And that's how you're going to win this series if you do so at all.
Well, Shopify Rebellion, well, they're going to have a little work to do at the start of game number 3. Justin putting in the first goal.
That's a tough one to give away, especially when you feel like momentum's starting to swing back in your favor, and immediately Justin's in the air. Every single time he's got space, you have to feel that ball's coming towards the net.
And that bounce was so favorable, too. It was tough for Rebellion. They were coming right off the kickoff. There's another win for Squishy. Justin sinks another one, and all of a sudden, it's 2-0, 18 seconds in.
It's Schrodinger's ball. If it's in the air, Justin may score, or he may get one towards the net. We don't know until it happens. And there it is. Again.
I'm not sure that's how Schrodinger's equation works.
It's absolutely. Have you seen the cat at all?
Well, I've seen the cat, but I've also not seen the cat. You know what I mean?
I do.
I said this earlier, Spaceman. I said he breaks quantum mechanics. You know, there is no Justin does not score versus Justin does score. Well, that was 0 seconds. So actually, you're technically right.
Thank you.
But here's another goal for NRG. Oh, never mind. That was saved. Memory diving across. I thought he was going to split the gap. Justin, another carry, puts it over, and Memory takes it away again. But NRG control. Squishy, touch away from the defense, right into Garrett. Justin's there, puts it up high. Next up is Squishy. NRG pushing the pin, but can't quite push through the wall of Rebellion.
Well, luckily, they have 2 goals to show for it. So if they put a third on the board, that might be game point unless Shopify completely turn around their play. Their defense has been okay, but you've already lost 2 opening goals. You need something to respond with. Squishy takes the pass. Squishy takes it all the way. Here comes Garrett. That's free. It's 3-0. NRG wasting no time, putting themselves back in the lead.
Yeah, not how you want to start if you're Rebellion. Poor Parth, his camera swinging up and back down again. He sees Garrett up in the air, knows he has to cover the threat from Garrett. He could, or Squishy, excuse me, he could absolutely sink that double tap. So he has to be positioned for that. It bounces away from him. His car is his orientation is the wrong way. Couldn't get it done. And it's just when you think Rebellion just might have a chance to take a lead in the series, NRG respond with 3 quick goals at the start of game 3.
I mean, in this situation, you're kind of hoping that you can spike the ball downfield, try to get to midfield with someone like Parth or Memory to continue to steal boost, and then maybe play off a couple of back passes to stretch out NRG so they just can't find as much space in the air as they'd like. You see Memory already overextends, grabs 2 boosts, and with that, you take away resources from NRG to continue this assault, but now you need to translate that into some pushes for Shopify.
I think you actually just did call it out, though, with how much space NRG have had. Memory feeling that desperate for boost, feeling like he has to go for midfield because that's the only boost that's available. So he has to take himself out of the rotation, and there's just nothing going right for Rebellion right now. They're getting crushed.
And he gives it right back. Justin, very patient, waits for the right angle. Talk about dissecting defenses. All 3 players on NRG can do it. It's tough to talk about games like this sometimes where there's really just nothing. It's not that it's not going right. It's just that one team is clearly just outplaying in that offensive third. NRG, hold on. Save that one. 4-0. Garrett looking to make it 5. As Parth will cut it down and kicks it to the corner as this one shovels out. You need possessions desperately for Shopify. You just have to hold on to the ball.
Dangerous ball, but Parth was able to get to the challenge in time. Rapid last back. Squishy wants to pass back to Garrett. Up is getting Squishy, and there it is again. 5 goals for NRG, and they keep on coming.
There's the infield pass. 1, 2. And number 5 on the board. Now this is clinical.
Quick math.
Yeah.
I've got an update.
Give it to me.
Energy's winning.
Thank you, F-Dot.
No problem. Back to you.
6-0. Great stuff from NRG, making us think that Rebellion had a chance, and then putting a 6th spot with just over half the game played. At this point, Spaceman, I think I might put the over-under at 10.
There's a chance.
Yeah.
Quantum mechanics tells us that all interpretations are correct, so there's a chance. There's an absolute chance.
There's a wave of probabilities.
Yeah.
There's like,
it's a spectrum.
We're getting to like the single digits in probabilities. Oh, look, is this the 7th? It's the 7th.
Yeah, there's a spectrum.
It's getting thinner by the goal.
Look, it could be worse. You could be down 10-0.
I think they might be down 10-0 here soon. F-Dot, what do you think?
Well, it's a 5-minute game. 3 minutes have gone by, and there's 7 goals on the board. All right, folks, this is what we call a word problem. How many goals, if the pace is kept up, will NRG have at the end of 5 total minutes? Write your answer in chat. If you get it right, I'll give you a thumbs up on screen.
If you get it wrong, we will rescind all of your channel points, and you will be barred from getting channel points for a whole week. Not my rules. That's just how the system works. But up high, Rebellion, give him the Brazil. Nope, Squishy takes it right away, and he takes it away once more. Little chain dash, get underneath the ball. Rebellion take it away again, Rapid, carrying it back over to Parth, and Garrett's on top of it. Squishy picking up a demo. Garrett looking for the 8th. Justin closing it down, and Squishy also just rolling around. Why not? There it is, Brazil for Rapid. Minute 14 remaining.
There's the chance. The spectrum swings. All of a sudden, it looks likely. Shopify Rebellion now on the counterattack. The resurgence. The one no one expected.
If something like that happened... No, you're doing great.
Thank you.
So are NRG. They're playing really well right now. Nice pass up high. Off the ceiling, back to Squishy, and blocked by Memory. That was a coagulated 4 cars in front of the box. Parth underneath. He might get the 2nd. But you're really looking forward to Game 4 about 2 minutes ago, if you're Rebellion. I got some form here, but NRG really relaxing the pedal. We come down to the final minute.
I'm going to try to stretch this olive branch as much as possible. So when you lose a close game, it can be very difficult, obviously, because one small mistake costs you. And in moments like this, where you're in the middle of a series, yes, losing 7-1 isn't great, and we assume that might be the final score. But it also means that everything went wrong, so there's no inherent, if we did this right, we win that game. The momentum still very could rely on Coliseum. So, yes, this loss stinks, and it hurts for sure. But the fact that it came in this Game 3, and the fact that, it was
That's
a
a good
7-1
point.
blowout, there's
Yeah.
absolutely a chance you just shake this off and go next.
Yeah, NRG might have a little bit of fogginess heading into the next game because, they didn't really have to work hard past the first minute or so. The goals came easily, and so sometimes it can be easy to turn your brain off, and sometimes hard to turn it right back on when you get into game 4. So I'm actually with you there, Spaceman. Definitely not one Rebellion ever wants to remember, and you're going to need a quick-to-forget memory to get back into game 4 here. But F-Dot, I've really loved your insights during that game. I really love some more here in between games 3 and 4.
Yeah, in order for Rebellion to bring this one home, I think they need to score more goals than the other team.
Nice.
That's where they're going to find their victory. Real talk, though, I think that one goal is dummy important. If you get 7-0'd, I might even take the fine and not show up for the final game. Like, that hurts, bro. That hurts, bro. But getting that, Rapid, bringing that one home, that's the, dude, we're good. We can still kind of do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's what's, you talk about stretching the olive branch, we're making paper here, all right? But, that's what I'm clinging to. If I'm a Shopify Rebellion player or fan, I'm sitting here going, listen, we're still alive, man. We're still alive. So
You'll appreciate this. The NRG the entire game was like, are you going to pay the one? Are you going to pay the one? And Shopify's like, hey, put everything you got on the board because you never know. Maybe they punch themselves out and you're just holding on to that one counter. You could. So going into this, absolutely. This could be one of those where maybe that one goal really did turn things around mentally wise, but it will take a Herculean effort, Jorby.
Yeah, I don't, for me personally, I don't know if the Brazil is a cursed scoreline, but maybe this could be the start of it. Or maybe I'm wrong. We might need a direct check on teams win-loss after Braziling the previous game. That's a fun stat. We're getting really in the weeds on that one. Justin, light shot to start off game number 4. Rebellion have showcased they can play solid defense, but Garrett G has showcased he doesn't care. 1-0.
Yeah, you can play solid defense, but I could play best player in North America if I wanted to. I mean, right from the corner. He did this 2 weeks ago. It's the same exact play that NRG ran in the 7-11 countdown we did at the start of the show. It's the exact same play, except Garrett's the one to put it through. Already NRG on the board.
Here it is again for Squishy. Justin lurking. Garrett also playing tight up. You can tell just from NRG's rotation, they don't normally play so tightly. That's how you know they're playing with a lot of comfort. Squishy to push that ball back over to Garrett. Cut off by Rapid. Nice pop over to Justin, but Rapid gets there quickly. And again, Squishy. Cut off by Rapid. That's going to give Parth a chance at this ball. Not a bad progression here on defense, but Memory, he had to jump up early for that. Feeling a bit of panic. He had to use all in the tank. Couldn't get back to the ball. Rebellion are left scrambling. There's a diving stop from Parth. Rapid getting up for this one. Garrett cuts him off. NRG basically have put themselves in orbit in the orange half and will not relinquish control.
It's Justin who finds Squishy, but Rapid quickly there to cut it down. Parth is trying his best to get it over Garrett. The deep back will do his job appropriately. And Justin looking for the dunk, but is still able to pull Rapid out of position and NRG grab boost. So you can feed this back to Garrett all you want. That's not a great touch, though. This isn't looking promising, and that just spans out of control, and Shopify Rebellion take advantage.
Apt time to remind everybody that Rebellion are playing for a major spot. They're not eliminated. Just to survive in the group stage would be massive for them. Yes, the lower bracket is really hard in this format, but losing out in group stage will obviously ensure that you don't punch your ticket to Los Angeles. NRG are already there, but getting this game-tying goal, wonders for the mental here for Rebellion early on, but still they're going to face that pressure. There's Garrett again, and the tying goal is gone. NRG have the lead once more.
Always got to worry about that extra man. Justin immediately gets a slight touch on Memory. I don't know if it was enough to take him off the corner, but certainly enough to make that save harder. And right back, the lead in NRG's hands.
Rebellion, they've been able to stop a lot of NRG's pushes. They're going to need to do it again. That kickoff really hurting them. Nobody could get to the corner. Justin just lobs it back. Memory trying to manage his boost. Garrett stopping every ball in front. Now Squishy wins this one as it gets kicked out of the way. Justin and Garrett tried to combine powers, but failed on the fusion attempt. And Justin pop it back over to Garrett. All three players are just pushing up past the attacking third. You just don't see that unless NRG are playing with pure comfort, pure dominance, and Rebellion can do nothing. They're just losing these 50s in the corner to Justin. Justin just pops off the ball, and maybe they could break out, but there's Garrett again, just shutting it down no matter what Rebellion try to do. The position behind this ball, they can't get more than about 10 seconds in the blue half.
NRG took a quick look at FaZe's playbook and said, oh, one at a time? Yeah, we can do that. We can absolutely play past midfield, all three, every single moment. They're not worried. They know they have a game 5 if needed. We see chain dashes all the way downfield. I think that was from Squishy.
He does love those.
He certainly does. It's in this moment where Shopify have to find a goal to tie up because you have to make NRG respect you a little bit on the field. Garrett gets the demo. Suddenly they're pushed up yet again.
Oh, what a pass. Oh, what a fake. Justin, he's got to beat Rapid, though, with no boost. Put it on the far side. Squishy trying to cut it off again. And no matter what they do, every hole they try to punch, it's clogged immediately. Here it is again. Justin pushes it back to Squishy. That soft touch to Squishy. Not too hard, not too light, but it's saved anyway. Despite how NRG have looked on offense, Rebellion have kept the scoreline within 1. They're on offense again, but it's taken away. Memory just trying to keep this ball away from Garrett. Slips underneath one, recovers on the corner. Squishy loses that challenge. Parth goes underneath Justin. Pass and denied by Garrett. He was ready for it. And now a race back over to Rapid as time expiring in regulation. Rapid trying to get back downfield. Parth helping him out. Memory not in the best spot. Justin's going to win that. Garrett got the redirect just above the bar. Squishy a shot in flight, but Garrett creating chaos for Rebellion, and that's a 2-goal lead.
God, it's so hard to block. Garrett puts it high, and I think that was designed anyway because Squishy was already in position to get the extra touch, that second attempt that Garrett creates, and then falling off to take players out of position. That's NRG. Textbook boiled down. What are the fundamentals? That's who they are. And with 36 seconds to go, that might be all they needed to lock this series up.
Rebellion have tried to hold the thread for as long as possible, but it's starting to rip apart at the seams. They've been battered in this series, and Garrett lobs another one up. Every touch from a blue car is more time wasted off the clock. There's more of it from Squishy. Handles it. Parth tries again. Rebellion need to score with time left, but the ball's on the wrong half of the field. Garrett stops in front of it. He's got control. He's got the reset, but Memory kicks it downfield. That's gonna do it. NRG survive in the group stage. Rebellion eliminated.
Wasn't the easiest win at times. Well, discount game 3. But they got it done, and that's NRG for you. If you're going to count them out, you better make sure you beat them early on in the day, because when the pressure is on, NRG do step up. Series wasn't clean, but it's a win nonetheless. Doesn't matter if it was an inch or a mile. In the end, Garrett stepped up when they needed him. Squishy stepped up. Justin was just playing with his food at some point. And Rebellion, unfortunately, really needed that win, and they don't get it here, and it's going to be a tough one for them.
Those last 2 games, I think, was the NRG everyone was expecting to show up, in their first match of the day when they played random. But when NRG get their backs pushed against the wall, they usually deliver, and they did so again. And I don't remember the last time I saw them be that dominant against another team, even of Rebellion's caliber. That's kind of trying to force their way into like the top 10 conversation of teams. I mean, they rinsed them, F-Dot.
I mean, 7 goals in 3 minutes, bro. Technically 258. So
like 12 of them or something, like over 3. I mean, that was a shellacking.
Yeah, and I think that has to do with I'm totally playing like armchair psychologist. So this is just, from the outside looking in, but like, it's easy to rest on your laurels. Sometimes it could be easy to be complacent when you're super smart, never have to study, and then you hit day 1 and all of a sudden you fail. And so I think that might be part of NRG. And they had a rough start, And then we're like, hey, we got to show everybody that we are still this team, bro. So watch out. Congratulations to them. We are going to summarize and put an end cap on the day in a matter of moments. Go get a drink. We'll be right back here on the RLCS.